Yeah, just tell us about yourself, like your name, who you are.
All right. Hahani Washde, Mataki Yapi, Dakota Wi Chakadewi, E Madashi Yapi. My name is Woman of the People of Spirit Lake Nation. I got my name from my grandpa, Earl Bullhead, and my grandma, or my unshi, Peggy Kavanaugh. And I am multicultural, so I am Afro-Indigenous, that being Afro-Latina, with me being Dominican, Black, White, and Dakota Sioux.
Okay, smooth. You can hear okay? Okay. Okay, cool. So, it's pretty long.
Yeah, no. My English name, or like my white name, is Andrea Garnett, but I just go by Dre.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, like in Native American culture, like is that how it usually goes? Like, do you get like a Native American name and then you get like a white name too?
It depends on the person.
Okay.
Like a lot of people in my tribe, like they're born with their spirit names, or else like you get it later on in life with like the achievements that you've done. So that's how I was presented with mine when I was 16.
16.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got like, so you get it later in life.
Yeah, like I said, it depends on the person, the tribe, and all that. Yeah.
That's cool. And then like, what do they like? What did they go off of to give you a name? Like,
just who you are as a person. So like we believe in a lot of high values and like reciprocity. And so like depending on who you are within the community or who you are as an individual, like the people around you and your environment give you your name.
Okay. And then what does your name mean again?
Woman of the people.
Woman of the people.
Yeah.
Okay. So then like what I mean, I assume you did something related to people, but like what did you do is there something you did specifically or did
I don't know. It's like in our tribe, it's a very spiritual connection. So it's like when I got my name, it was from my grandpa. My grandpa's also a medicine man. So it wasn't just him or my grandma, but it was also like the ancestors. And so it's like he went through a big ceremony himself and the name was presented to him. And then after that, he presented it to me. And so I don't really know, but there was things leading up to it that I did do for my community and my tribal members.
That's pretty smooth, actually. Okay. So then, like, what was it kind of like just growing up surrounded by like culture in that aspect? Would you say like what side of culture were you like around more? Like your mom's side or your dad's side?
Definitely my mom's side.
Okay.
Like I didn't even meet my dad's side for real until I was 18.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's what's up. So then, like, having them two different like backgrounds, what has it kind of been like just navigating through all that? I mean, I'm sure it was like you've been with your mom's side your whole life, so it's smooth, but then just like me and your dad's side of the family too, like what was that like, I guess?
I think it was awkward and it was just weird. Like these people like didn't really know me, I didn't really know them, but like it was just crazy because I went there with my sister. And my sister's like, oh, like her aunties look so much like her dad. And I was like, do they? But no, like,
what?
That's just how it was. I don't know. Like, I used to talk to my auntie all the time on the phone and like my great grandma before she passed away. But like, I just seeing their face match up with like the way they talk is just crazy.
Okay. So, how were you kind of like able to like cultivate your identity and just kind of find who you were? Because I'm sure, I mean, we all different, but like we also live in like Grand Forks. You feel me? So it's like, how do you kind of just find? How did you find who you were here?
I think really just like staying connected to like my grandma and like my elders really helped navigate me. Cause like honestly, after like my parents had like passed away, like I think I was going through the motions for real, and I didn't like know who the heck I was after that. Cause like I feel like growing up, your identity is so much like you're your parents' kid, and so it's like after that, it's like dang, like who are you outside of your family? And so I had to navigate that a lot. But no, I just think staying connected to like my culture really just helped me navigate like who I was and what my purpose was for real.
No, that's smooth. So then like, what were kind of some like ups and downs in terms of just like finding out who you are and just kind of having to like pivot in that aspect too?
I don't know. Like, I don't think it was necessarily, I feel like it's always challenging, but I don't think it was necessarily like the biggest thing in the world, because at the end of the day, it's like my family knows who I am, my tribal people know who I am, like I know who I am, so I was never like tripping per se. But I would say earlier, like in my life, I was very much just like, I have no idea. Like I wasn't connected to like really any parts of my family, like culturally.
No, I hear you. So then, like, because for me, like, I don't really have like touch with like the spiritual aspect of things, right?
Okay, yeah.
Have you always like? Do you feel like you have that spiritual touch, or have you? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it gets a little like not per se complicated, but it's just like I grew up like Catholic, and then my dad was like a little more present in our lives, and so me and my sister and my dad, we'd always go to church, and then I was Pentecostal Christian, and then after that, I went to tribal school on my own, and
Tribal school.
yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing about tribal school.
Tribal school is just like a college or like an institute for indigenous people. And so I moved to South Dakota twice, and then I came back. But yeah, and so with me being connected to like with my people and just being in like a lively space with like everyone of the same background, like I think I changed a lot and I think I grew a lot. And so then I just wasn't Christian no more, and I was just tradish. Yeah.
Okay. So then, when you was Christian, was that like a big part of your identity, or
Yeah, like 100%. Yeah.
Dang. So then, what about like tribal school? Just kind of like.
I think it was like, I don't know. I don't know if it was just tribal school. Maybe it was more than that. But because for the longest time, I would just practice like traditional ways and values and spirituality while also being Christian. But I don't know.
Okay, no, this is the first time I'm hearing about tribal school, so I couldn't even imagine what it'd be like going to a school like that. So I mean, for you to like get like value from education, like, no, that's good. That's good. That's good. So then, what kind of got you into sewing?
I don't know, to be honest. Like,
have you always been just good at it? Like, did it come natural to you? Like,
I don't know if I've always been good at it. Like, when you practice something, you're not gonna be like the next Picasso or nothing, like with any field. But I would say I'm pretty talented in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, like, how long have you been sewing?
I've been sewing since I was 16 too.
16? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then, like, who kind of introduced it to you? Like, who put you onto it?
I want to say my sister. My sister had like a sewing machine the entire time I was staying with her, and I would just like take it in my room. I would just practice sewing. Yeah.
Okay. 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 So then, like, where would you say you're at right now with like sewing? Is it like a hobby, or is it like something like you just take more? I mean, I feel like you take serious, but I don't know. You do a lot of stuff too, so.
Yeah. I think it's a balance. Like, I try to take time to be social, but my social time really is just involved in me studying for school. So it's like I'm really just in school right now, and then I'm also pursuing entrepreneurship while I'm in school, and that's hopefully building me up to my business, which will be primarily in sewing. So I would say it's more than just a hobby, but it's not something I'm necessarily making profit off of right now.
Understandable. I think for me, I realized that you got to be able to do it for free for you to be like successful at it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I guess like what kind of made you take this route per se in terms of like just like your education path and stuff then?
Well, I graduated high school because my parents wanted me to graduate high school. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. I wanted to drop out. But I was like, they want me to do it, so I'm gonna do it. And then I didn't know what I was gonna do after that. Like,
but why would you want to drop out? I mean, I understand why you'd want to drop out, but like, but why? You know?
Yeah, I think I was just going through the motions for real. Like, my high school GPA was like a 1.4, and then it was a 1.9. I know you was not about to laugh at me. But you know, my GPA, it was trash. It was really bad. I think I graduated with like a 2.3. So yeah, high school was never never really in the books, but
No, I hear you.
yeah.
I guess, yeah, my GPA wasn't the best either. But I don't know. It's like, it's understand. If you're going through a lot, it's understandable.
Yeah.
Though. So then, like, why were you not discouraged going to college though? Because like some people be like, oh, I wasn't good at high school. Like,
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think I just tried figuring it out because in my head I was like, well, no one in my line has like gone to college. Like none of my grandparents on either side, my great grandparents on either side, my parents, like all of my siblings were all first gen. And so I was like, if I ever want to start a family for myself, like I never want my child to look up and be like, dang, like you ain't do it, everyone else before you ain't do it, like who's to say I'm gonna do it, you know what I mean? So I think it was more than just me. I think that's why I went to college.
No, that's what's up actually.
Yeah.
Okay, smooth. So then, what kind of business you working towards then?
So right now I'm working towards a business for indigenous youth, and so I want to make regalia, which is just traditional indigenous clothing for ceremonies and powwows. And I would just rent out regalia for indigenous people in need while also making ribbon skirts and ribbon shirts. So I'm doing that now, and I'm sponsoring someone. And she was a previous Afro-Indigenous student I had for the Inman Institute this summer.
Okay, no, that's smooth. So could you explain more about the institute then? Or?
Yeah, so the Inman Institute is just something that UND provides for Indigenous students who are trying to actively learn more about college. And so I was one of the mentors, and I think I had, if y'all watching this, I hope y'all may forget the number because I did, but there was like 7, maybe more of them that I mentored. And so, yeah, it's just really, it allowed me to grow a lot and allowed me to really become more passionate about me even going to school because I'm like, these kids, like, they have a lot of dreams. And for me to be able to, like, help them navigate that and to have someone who looks like them and to go into college and to be successful, like, it was a really beautiful experience.
Okay. So then, what year are you in college right now?
I'm a sophomore. Next year, I'm going to be a junior.
Okay. And, like, how's the whole college process been?
Um,
Like getting in, where you at now?
Yeah, getting in because I had a 2.3. I had to be part of the launch program. The launch program is like an in-between program for students whose GPAs weren't like the best. So I was in there, and then I graduated out of that program, and then I got accepted into UND, and then I went to travel school, and then I went back to UND, and then travel school, and I'm back at UND again.
Yeah. Okay. Why'd you go to travel school like 3 times?
Travel school, the one that I went to was free.
Okay.
So I had to pay for like my travel expenses, but like my meals were covered and my school books and all that was covered. So like going to a community college or going to like a 4-year is really expensive. So for me to have resources where I didn't have to do that, like I was very fortunate.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, recently, I don't know if you want to talk about the New York trip and stuff. Was that related to someone as well, or?
No, I just went.
Oh, you just went for fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you was doing something. Okay, all right.
No.
And let's get that there. But I guess, how do you feel? Like, what is number one? How do you stay motivated, right? In terms of like going to school, and because school ain't easy, right?
Right.
But like, yeah, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay focused? You know.
To be honest, I think I just be gassing myself up. Like, I don't know. I think, or maybe it's just humble beginnings because, like, growing up in the situation I grew up in with, like, the academics that I had, and it's like now, like, I'm privileged to share this space that I have now. Like, I have my own apartment, I have a 4.0 GPA, like,
Okay.
I'm not in debt. Like, it's just a very humble experience. Like, I know if I'm gonna do it, like, I'm just gonna get it done. And so I've been able to do it so far.
No, that's what's up.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so the reason I do these interviews because I want to show people like you can do it too.
Yeah.
You know, so for example, like there's people out there like they grandparents weren't successful, they parents weren't successful.
Yeah.
Right? Their aunties and uncles weren't successful. So, you know, what they call it, like the scientific theory. It's like going off of observation. It's like if they weren't able to do it, like what makes you think I can?
Right.
Right. But it's like life's just bigger than the people around us, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta look outside of that. And so Nah, just even hearing this is like 4.0 GPA is like really good, compared to the 2.3. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's what's up though. So then like what does support kind of look like
Um,
for you at least?
for me, I would say like my cousin, Jada Segovia, like we've been friends since like middle school. But yeah, like me and her, like we kick it all the time where we support each other. Like I call her, and probably my best friend, Spencer, and we just like we push each other to be delusional with that, like our academics and everything. Like we tell each other we're gonna be the best at everything, and we just try to internalize it and maintain that.
No, that's what's up. So then
Yeah.
I guess like what like if you used to do it like again, is there anything that you would do differently in terms of like just how you move in, all that stuff?
Um, I don't know. I don't think so.
Really?
No, I think like I had to do everything that I did and go through everything that I've been through in order for me to be the person I am today. And I think if I were to go back and change that, like I wouldn't be where I am.
Understandable. So then like okay, no, that's understandable. Tell us about I think you was working on like a sleepwear thing too. Or
Oh
is that
yeah.
yeah. So I guess tell us about that one too.
Yeah, that's like one of my bigger projects. It's called Sacred Sleepwear. The goal is to have every Indigenous like month have an Indigenous designer collaborate with me. And so I'm hoping K Looking Horse can collaborate with me or B Yellowstone. I don't know, but yeah, that's the goal with that. It's really just to put like indigenous slang on the map and to make it sophisticated and bougie and cutesy, and that's really much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's smooth. And then another thing that you was doing in school that really piqued my interest was when you spoke more about like the whole kind of nonprofit aspect that you're going to school for. Like, so what was your what was you going to school for? I don't know if you said that already,
Yeah.
but
So my major is American Indian Studies with a minor in entrepreneurship and then a certificate in nonprofit management.
okay. So then, like, why like the nonprofit aspect?
I think I've always wanted to start a nonprofit. Like in my tribal community, there's a lot of things that we just don't get. Like even during like the COVID pandemic, there was lacking resources on our end, and
Wow.
like we just didn't have literally simple things like we didn't have masks or hand sanitizer or medicine. Like it takes us twice as long to get the necessary things that we need opposed to like the community that's an hour and 40 minutes away. Like so I think I've always wanted to do something to give back to my people. Me going to tribal school really helped me like internalize and know that. And at this point in time, like my goal is to start a nonprofit in my community and just to teach indigenous youth like that they can make it. If they want to start a nonprofit, they can do that. They can become successful. But the goal is to really just teach them how to sew because that's where I found my passion. And if they can learn how to make traditional items, then they can know who they are.
That's smooth. So then, like with the Native American Indigenous studies, like what has that been like? Kind of studying that, like.
I don't know. I think it's been very like eye opening, but not eye opening. Like there's a lot of things that I knew prior to me even going. But there's also a lot of things like I didn't know about. And I think me going to tribal school and learning about it was very like it was literally just life changing. Like I love my professors. All my professors and all the students in those classes were all indigenous. And then going to a PWI institute where like my professors were white and a lot of my students in there were white and there was like only 2-3 of us indigenous people. Like that was a big cultural change. But I don't know. Like it's interesting to see everyone else's perspectives and their worldviews. That's what I'll say. Yeah.
Would it so I guess I assume the education in regards to Native American studies would be different at a PWI versus like a tribal school, right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
In what way though?
Just maybe not. I don't want to say like in the ways of like ignorance, but I would say even just like values or like humility, I say would be the biggest thing. I think a lot of people have like stereotypes on indigenous people and this whole idea of like pan-Indianism, which is just like the idea that all indigenous people are the same. So I think that's something that's been really interesting, and for me to have to like work around with going to a PWI where it's like at tribal school, like I know a lot of people from their different bands and their different tribes and their subdivisions, and even our languages are different and our cultural ceremonies are different. But it's like going to a PWI, a lot of people just assume like we're all the same
all
people.
the same.
Yeah.
So then why did you feel like you had to go to school for Native? If you know so much, like why did you feel like you had to go to school for that?
Because I feel like there's so much more you can always learn. You know what I mean? Especially like when it comes to my language, like I was fortunate enough to take a Dakota language studies class. I think it was in the summer of 2018, 2019. But yeah, like it's just, I don't think I necessarily had to go to school for it. Absolutely not. But it is something I am passionate about. And if I can learn more about my people and other tribes, then I think that would make me happy. So that's what I do now.
No, that's good. That's good. That's good. So then, I guess, what would you tell like an aspiring artist?
Honestly, just to do it. Like, and I know it's probably easier said than done because like for me to just do it, like I had to figure out where I was gonna get this money to even get materials, and then where I was gonna find sewing machines if I even had a place to do it. But I would just say really just to believe in yourself and just to get it done. Like, because at the end of the day, like you can tell yourself you got all these dreams, you know what I mean? But you and me, we work out the same hours as Elon Musk, and you see what he be doing.
That's true.
So who's to say you can't just be like him if you don't just start? You know what I mean?